Thank you, Sophie, and welcome to BBC London. The Prime Minister says stronger safeguards are being put in place, also coming up on the programme. Good evening to you and welcome to the programme. More questions tonight over the safeguarding in place to protect children. It's following the murder of 10-year-old Sarah Sharif in Surrey last year. She was killed by her father and stepmother and had been taken out of school when abuse was reported by teachers to social services. Well, today the Prime Minister described it as the most awful case and that questions need to be answered. Our political editor, Tim Donovan, is in Westminster. Well, let's get a bit more on this. Maria Neofitu is from... Lots more to come, including... Let's take a look at some of the day's other news. John, very lucky indeed, and we wish him well. But what can you do if you are faced with a similar situation? Well, Mark Faulkner from the London Ambulance Service and Sean Coping, who...
So we've launched a London Heart Starters campaign to try and get a defibrillator into every community in London. And who's running that campaign? And we now need help of Londoners to get those defibrillators into those communities. So if you live in one of our priority neighbourhoods where there is no ready access to a defibrillator and you are able to help us by looking after and being a guardian.
Sure.
Absolutely. So it's really, really simple. And the first thing Sean's going to show us is that we're just going to have a quick check that it's obviously safe and there's no obvious danger. He's then going to see what the response is in the patient. He's going to shake and shout the patient.
Can you hear me? Can you open your eyes?
And then, having done that, Sean's going to shout for some help to get
Can I get some help here, please?
And having done that, we're now going to open the patient's airway. The airway is a pipe that runs between your mouth and nose and top of your lungs. He's going to tilt the head back and lift the chin up.
Now, a student who was fined £130 for sitting in first class has described the charge as wholly disproportionate. Theo Griffiths was travelling to London from Stevenage. He says he moved from an overcrowded standard carriage into a first-class compartment on the Thameslink train after becoming confused. Our reporter Barry Caffrey can explain more. Barry Caffrey reporting there. Now, farmyard animals aren't exactly a common sight in London, are they? But today, students from one school in Holloway have been meeting some to help them understand where their food comes from. Matt Graveling went along to meet the children, the farmers, and a sheep called Gary. So well deserved there. Right, let's go over to another Chris. Chris Fawkes with the weather.
Hi, Alpa. Yeah, sometimes it can be quite tricky to work out exactly how high up the cloud is, but...
Chris, thank you very much for that gloomy forecast. That's it from me and the team. Thank you for being with us, and from all of us here, have a good evening.